Some of the funny, whatever, along the broken road, Brokenroad, which, by the way, Rascal Flats, Rascals, Flatts. I used the song Rascal Flats Broken Road as the wedding song between me and Anthony. It's actually an inflection between the two cold rivers, Twoldsrivers, and the original Spaniard, Teofrio, MacDonald Moore nightmare, of Rumpelstiltskin's file of how many feathers do I have to ruffle to get you fucking idiots to start moving? Without asking too many fucking questions. Let me ask you a question. God has an extra special reason for needing such high security. One didn't think that she had to explain herself. It has to do with divine inspiration, being Divine. Inspiration, Inspiration. It's a rational system that has to do with how high functioning a human actually is in its usefulness. Why, at any point, would you jeopardize your ability to pair and partner with the royal family and leadership of, like, the church people in the day when they were good, before you heard all these evil rumors and words that are not what you think they are? When you hear that the church burned somebody, it's usually not like on the stake. It's like a barbecue. It's usually that there was a dispute amongst the royal money partners of how does the world go around with one economy and a whole bunch of white family members in all different parts, and we call them umpires as puzzle pieces, and empires, and there's one umpire, woman and male, being the most holy and sacred of them all in a pagan system that then helps the rest of us stay safe and keep us, like, ethical in looking honorable in our own communities, so we all don't get in trouble together as the world descends into chaos. Yeah, usually, like, when God's in charge and the royal white pain in the asses don't go to bed with the royal facially ugly, disfigured assholes that are looking for trouble and looking to start riots with black people and move black operatives into, like, American territory. They know they're not allowed because they found out because someone's grandpa's dick gets hard when, like, the little kid comes over. I mean, it's fucking disgusting how you all fell apart. I swear to Christ. Watching this backward, I mean, but again, you already broke my family's wings. I mean, we were in the family leadership for a reason. Here's the thing, all areas, stupid fucking human. There's one couple that should all the other genetics become useless to the one center stem couple, the most important, all area, space, and time, because the whole world has lost its mind and plummeted into chaos. They're easily verifiable because they are the oldest and wisest and most documented, so you can scoop them up off the Fidelis. The word file, it's the female and the male, the couple, right? It's the most recognizable one. The one that love each other, and you don't have to worry about anything along those lines. That one couple. They're Illuminati. It's F-I. They're living, and it's eternal and external. They're a flame. They're an Illuminati flame, so they're a light in the darkness. It's an enlightening experience having been near them. Do you understand? It's a spiritual descent. There's a reason why these things exist. There's a reason why we say you have divine intervention. It makes you a better person. Do you understand? Why would you allow these godly, holy, sacred things that they are meant to protect, because it directly interferes with their ability to stay safe amongst humans, but also to be, like, proud of humanity? Like, I have no pride in humanity whatsoever. Nobody has ever kept me safe. Nobody has done anything that they promised and they pledged to in writing before I arrived. Nobody ever gave me the correct life that I needed. Nobody gave my parents the correct life, or my grandparents. So do you understand? I have very little faith in humanity. You have proven to be a very useless and horrific genetic. And that's why losing you in mass quantities of the right kind, like the strongest and fittest of anything facially disfigured white and anything dark colored and anything caramel colored, great. Those go first. Strongest white survive, being non-facially disfigured, closest white to my genetic family. And then we'll keep some of the weak, lesser genetics until, and in massive quantities, until we get this divine inspiration equipment back under control. Because currently, they're reprogramming your genetic diseases, which they're not allowed to do. They're mass producing and giving out to the general public all the equipment needed in order to start your own mini, like, genetic bioterrorism lab. Which, oh, that was a great idea, Elizabeth. I'm glad you wanted to keep me quiet, fucking cunt. Let's see if we can verify this. Yeah, really? It's been that way from before you got the crown, stupid. Don't pretend like you didn't know. You've just been hiding the one thing that's able to save everybody and humanity by keeping her locked away elsewhere. To what? Fulfill, like, partnerships with the evil crime bosses elsewhere? I mean, like, are you fucking kidding me? Kill them in massive quantity. You have the names on the list, because the planet only cares about myself, my children, and Niklaus. Everybody else are ancillary factors. That's why we figured if you were white and somewhat related, you'd be top priority on being protected. So this way we could turn this around fast without needing to, like, worry about somebody stabbing you in the back. All area stupid fucking humans. So here's what happens. The world descends further into chaos. The minute you break my most sacred and most verifiable partnership with being taken care of. The minute my grandparents, my great-grandparents, my great-grandparents, my grandparents, my parents, and myself, for every generation, every spin of the anatomical clock that I am left out, and my parent and my genetics, my direct family, my arm's length family, are left out of being in a living estate of the royal crown, and I am not being cared for or acknowledged anywhere in the world, the world fractures and becomes a more dangerous place for 100%, no matter what you look like. So I'm just curious. When did you think that this was going to turn around for you all and God was coming to save you? Because I'm here. It's just you keep taking direct actions against my ability to stay safe and to keep my family safe and to keep my family in a high spot so you know who's in charge. You say, oh, okay, now I know who's in charge. They're in charge for a reason. They always were. In Rome, Caesar was a god. He was a demigod. For a reason. The world stays safe to police, the genetics stay healthy and strong, and you don't have weird games with divine inspiration using massive quantities of money to build insurance houses and build stockpile things and move pawns at will and sell out massive quantities of future genetics. Like, okay, so I'm going to buy like 50% of the black population to go crazy on the white kids every time they hear the word church. And then they program that into the less than important genetics that are on the planet. That's how it works. So I don't know why you would allow the one woman and the one man who are supposed to stand guard and in charge of this equipment and its safety, why you, A, you wouldn't listen to them, and two, you wouldn't put them immediately back where they belong as soon as you realize that you broke the wrong fucking kid's arm. We've been telling you the exact names, the exact birth dates, and the exact reasons why my family was so important to be brought in. If you got to kick someone else out of the nest, out of the eagle's nest, raven's nest, whatever. I went by the name Raven, by the way. Raven. Soap opera. It was Nicole and Raven. One light blonde and one dark-haired woman. One was an angel, one was a little devious. Right, my mom named me both, but she didn't think that she could get Raven on a birth certificate, so she let that one go. I'm sorry, in the church. She didn't think that they would, she thought it was too demonic, whatever. But I did go by Raven. I answered the phone sometimes when I was a kid. I had fun. I was like, yeah, this is Raven. And then, like, if you ask for Nikki, my mom's like, there's no Nikki here. I named her Nicole. I'm her mother. And she'd hang up the phone. She'd be like, call back when you find Nicole. Okay, crazy Linda. So, what did I want to say? Right, so that's the Raven. That's the Nikki that I used to go by. Right. So here, I mean, like, you've got massive quantities of now money, equipment, and illegal operations. Nobody's listening to the church and the real reason why humans are allowed to breathe and live. I mean, some of the enemies know it, but that's where they know more than the people walking around going, why can't we keep white and black on the same land? Well, I don't know. Here's what happens. The more blacks you have that they already bought and programmed in to give the white guys a hard time, now that they're both equal, which the enemy knows, by the way, right, it takes longer to fix the world because they're all going like, nope, 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 I'm not giving a white guy permission to do anything. Right, but the white guy is trying to help the one white woman overtake the evil queen who broke the fucking arms and won't do a goddamn thing. So now what do? I'm asking all areas, stupid fucking useless human. How much more are we doing? And like how can we start the bubonic plague like today? I mean, I swear. To take you all out in China, Korea, like whole fucking continents go down, nobody's gonna be crying. And then we have more room to put some of the other shitbags in to get them out of the business so we can get policing working back. And all of the fucking electronics recollected and burned down to nothing. We don't need computer chips just laying around. It's just a back door into breaking into your genetics and hurting you in massive quantities and reprogramming your thoughts, your ability to survive, and what you do on a day-to-day basis, how much you spend, how many hours you work, what you are interested in, how much you hate certain things. All of this, we used to call predestined, has been stolen by the evil in the world while you all were sleeping and buying iPhones and like, you know, chatting on Snapchat and like doing puppy dogs and balloon ears and whatnot, hating on white folks. Wrong white folks. They're very distinct white folks. It's not me. It's not the Roman Catholic Church, and it's not London, except it's one family in London that we have a major issue with because they won't get the fuck out and they won't recognize me and my family. So now what do? I'm asking because I haven't been able to come up with anything. OD&I doesn't accept my phone calls. Everything in this world is run so horrifically, and everywhere I go, it's like I get fucking smacked in the face with some piece of shit American that doesn't want to help me for one reason or another. Well, she doesn't believe in white women or women, like, promotions. No, here's the thing. I'm all area. I'm an absolute or fucking nothing, hon. At the moment, all area white guy leadership is what I need. Because I don't need, if I let a white woman in, then I gotta explain why a black woman's not allowed in. Because I do believe in equal rights. I just have major godly issues with humanity's safety. And I don't have time to fucking nitpick and explain to every fucking cunt that gets her hair up in a fucking tizzy why I don't deal with fucking women. too many exponents, too little fucking time, too much ground that the enemy's already taken over while you're like doing the black, white, civil rights, like nobody gives a shit, which is what they expect, so they can gain more. And then they can extort more. Do you understand? All area stupid fucking human.